I don't want to be in bondage. I don't want to feel lack of freedom. I want to release resistance, which means I want to let go of control, which means this time I'm going to do it different. I'm not going to amass my fortune through action. I'm going to let the law of attraction bring it to me, and I know it will be revealed to me. And I know that I've put enough into my escrow, and I know that there is a deservability factor, and I don't feel undeserving. I just haven't really known about lining up vibration, and now I'm getting the idea about lining up vibration. I can feel that it's coming closer, and I'm hopeful that I start feeling lighter and freer about that. And meanwhile, look what a good thing I've done for myself. I have worked hard. I have a really good basis of a life that I'm living. I am retired, which means I do feel free. I get to do predominantly what I'm wanting to do, and the basis that I'm living in is really a nice bouncing off place. I'm not feeling any discomfort or any deprivation. I'm living a really wonderful life. I'm feeling proud of where I've put myself. And now, what a perfect time in my life to be there, retired at this early age and reaching now for new things and having this philosophy and these new ideas and understanding the laws of the universe. And I've already proven to myself that I don't want to go back into the traditional sort of work. Never wanted to do that. Don't have to do that. I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to stay right here in this nest that I've created, and I'm just going to appreciate it unendingly and appreciate myself for what I've accomplished. I am now going to begin telling the story of abundance. I'm going to begin dreaming the dream. I'm going to catch up vibrationally with what's in my vibrational escrow, and it's going to be so much fun to watch the universe cause me to rendezvous with the things that are necessary for me to rendezvous with. And along this path to these dreams that I've stated, the bigger, better home, the area that I really want to live in, and all the freedom and abundance and all of the stuff that goes with this. As I am in the process of attracting what feels like that sort of ending place, I am about to begin on the journey that is the time of my life, because this is the time where I actually get to see myself fashion a story that feels better, tell it until it feels natural, then see the evidence of things moving in around it. I'm about to show myself that it is not action or working or bondage or lack of freedom that brought me any of the things. I just let as much of that in under those restrictions as was possible. Now I'm lifting all restrictions. It's the perfect time of my life. I'm in the perfect place of my life. I know what to do. My work, I've just assigned myself new work. I'm the writer of a new story. I'm going to tell the story the way I want it to be until I perfect the story as I want it to be. Not because the universe needs to hear the story in order to make it happen. It's already amassed from what I've been living. I'm telling this story and lots of different versions of it for the singular intention of feeling good while I tell it. Because when I feel good while I tell it, I'm lining up with what's already there. So I'm going to tell the story and watch what happens, and tell the story and watch what happens, and tell the story. This is my new occupation. I proclaim it to the world. I am the teller of the story of the abundance of my life, and I know that I live in a cooperative universe that will back up every sentence and paragraph that I write or speak. What a wonderful profession I have. I'm going to dictate to the universe, for the purpose of aligning my energies, the details of the fantastic life that I am now embarking on. I'm a really smart person. Anything I put my mind to, I can figure out. All kind of processes I've learned. This is kind of new to me. I think it's new to a lot of people. This idea of being vibrational is sort of hard to get your thoughts around. I've been a sort of realist. I've been an actual person. I've always said I know it when I see it. When I see something, I'm able to choose from it, but it's harder for me to just conjure it out of thin air.
Yes,
but
yes.
Now I'm beginning to understand this process, and it all makes sense to me. And law of attraction makes perfect sense to me too. And just like I've been able to figure a lot of things out, I've always been well employed. I'm a good student. I take things seriously. I can apply my mind. And sure, this is a little bit awkward for me, but I can figure this out. And as I do, as I focus a little more, I will find more and more familiarity with it, and it will get easier and easier for me. And you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm starting in a really good place. Look where I'm starting. I'm not in trouble. I'm not sick. There's not anything going wrong in my life. I'm stable. I'm at the perfect bouncing off place for this phenomenal life. And so I'm just going to have fun with these stories. Pretend that you're a screenplay writer writing the story of your life the way you want it to be. Just write it. Find the place. You did, Danville. Find the lifestyle. You did. Bay Area. Find the feeling of it. It's cool and it's delicious and it's cultural. And the people around me are delicious. And I'm in a good feeling place. And I have access to so many things that I want. And I've queued myself up for this. And then I discovered that I was in the perfect place to really begin my life the way I want it to be. And so in the opening chapter of my book, I will explain briefly that I've come through a lot, and here I am, sort of at the peak of my life, and many people look at retirement as sort of a slowing down. I'm seeing it as a revving up. I'm seeing it as a time when I feel more free than I've ever felt before. And so here I go with the rest of my life. And so I launched my life by launching my dreams, and I fashioned a house, and I got the floor plans all laid out, and I know exactly where I want the house to be, and I know exactly how many rooms it will be, and what the texture will be, and what the lifestyle in it will be, and what the motif will be. It's vivid and clear in my life. And now I'm living in this beautiful house. And I have to tell you that the ease of living in this house is even more delicious than I ever thought it would be, because I was just contemplating it one piece at a time. But now I'm in it. The other day, Esther said to Jerry, "Tell me a story." They were driving. And Esther was bored. "Tell me a story," she said. And so he said, "What story would you like me to tell?" And Esther said, "Tell me the story of the Del Mar house." Now, this house is complete. It has been built. It has been remodeled. It has been landscaped. It's just sitting there with nobody in it. It is sitting there, the most beautiful place on the planet, overlooking the Pacific Ocean in Del Mar. There it is sitting. And Esther says to Jerry, "Tell me the story." And so he began on the freeway, driving off the freeway, driving up this road. He described in detail the plants that are in bloom, what it looks like, what it smells like. They drove up around the loop. They came around. He got out of the bus. He moved a trash can or two to make room for them. They came around the corner. He opened the big gate. Esther could see the ocean from sitting up there on the top of the hill. Jerry called her in, and blow by blow for 1 hour and 30 minutes, Jerry described that place for the joy of the feeling of it. Esther felt like she'd been there for a week after he finished. He walked through every room. He described every surface. Esther devoured it mentally as she achieved vibrational alignment with the vision that he projected. She will not be happier in any time that she spends in that house than she was in the time that he was describing it, and they were savoring it together, blow by blow, step by step, piece by piece, meal by meal. He gave her a description, and that's what scripting is. That's what using your future experience in your now to tune yourself to the vibration of what's already in your escrow will do for you. Just describe it until it moves you emotionally, and then the universe has to give it to you. You've been a little too practical. We want you to stop facing reality. Get over that what is-itis and start telling it as you want it to be. Your stories must be based on how you want it to be, not how things are. That's the way you give up control. When you talk about how things are, you can't help but try to get in there and figure out what to do about it. When you tell the story of what's becoming, you give up control of what is, because you can't be out there in your future controlling it. It will automatically cause you to release those gripping, resistant, controlling hands, and it will put you in the care of the universal forces who create worlds.